You're standing in a group when someone drops a comment at your expense, and suddenly, all eyes are on you. Your stomach drops, and despite being in a room full of people, you feel completely isolated. It's a sharp, unmistakable sting of humiliation. Most of us follow a flawed internal script in this moment. We force a polite smile, or stay quiet, telling ourselves we're just being the bigger person and keeping the peace. In reality, staying quiet signals that your boundaries are negotiable. It broadcasts to everyone watching that you place a low value on your own self-respect. Toxic individuals look for this exact lack of friction. They use small, probing insults to test how much you'll absorb before you push back. Becoming a target usually happens when we decide that avoiding an awkward moment is more important than defending our own dignity. Changing this dynamic requires a specific set of tactical responses, starting with how you handle a direct one-on-one jab. You have to draw a line the moment a comment feels off. Immediate verbal confrontation is the only way to establish that the behavior won't be tolerated. Highly respected figures like Shah Rukh Khan demonstrate this constantly. When faced with a mocking question, he doesn't ignore it. He uses direct, often sarcastic replies to reset the boundary and protect his status. Address the disrespect clearly and calmly. By calling it out instantly, you stop the behavior from becoming a habit before it can escalate. The strategy changes when you're in a group and the insult is disguised as a joke. The most effective response here is simple. Never provide the satisfaction of a laugh when the punchline is you. This loop shows the psychological mechanics at play. If you laugh, you provide the offender with a hit of dopamine, a chemical in the brain associated with reward, which reinforces their behavior through social validation. Replacing that laughter with a silent, unamused stare shatters the loop. You've cut off the reward they were seeking. By refusing to play along, you push the weight of the awkwardness and shame back onto the person who threw the insult. Eventually, you'll encounter people whose behavior is consistently toxic. People who thrive on unnecessary arguments and lowbrow insults. In these specific cases, the single most powerful move is the total withdrawal of your time and presence. Attempting to argue with someone who has no desire to mature is a waste of energy. You cannot reason with someone who isn't interested in logic. Think of an elephant walking through a market while street dogs bark at its heels. If the elephant stopped to engage with every barking dog, it would never reach the end of the street. It would only end up in the dirt. Choosing to walk away demonstrates that the offender has lost the privilege of your attention. Applying these boundaries will feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel socially awkward or worry about being difficult. There will be backlash. People used to walking over you will be shocked, and you will likely lose friends who were only there because you were an easy target. Losing those connections is a victory. It's a necessary filtering process for your social circle. When you give your tolerance away for free, people naturally treat it as if it has no value. Making your presence exclusive and your boundaries firm forces the world to recognize the value of your time. Building this self-worth is the only way to reach a state of calm that isn't shaken by the opinions of others. Respect isn't something people will eventually decide to give you. It is a standard you must actively enforce to